Thank you for being with us today for this, your daily 180 Bible study. We're looking at James chapter 1, verse 2. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials. We looked yesterday also at Philippians 4 and verse 4. Paul said, rejoice in the Lord always. Now, if this is a command that's based upon emotions that we can't control, then it is an impossible command. As a matter of fact, let's throw in there 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse number 16. Rejoice always. How do we do that? Is it possible that the ability to have joy and to rejoice is a decision, much like love is a decision? Now, I know a lot of people don't understand that. But that's how we're able to love our enemies. It's a decision that we make. You see, being joyful is not just the idea of being giddy or always glad that certain things occur, but it has to do with the decision. It has to do with our perspective on life. Joy transcends mere happiness. I want you to think about the basis for this joy. Over in 2 Corinthians chapter 8, beginning at verse number 1, I want us to read about some people that had joy in the midst of tribulation. Paul would write, moreover, brethren, we make known to you the grace of God bestowed on the churches of Macedonia. Verse 2, that in great trial of affliction, the abundance of their joy. Now, did you get that? He says, great trial of affliction, the abundance of their joy and their deep poverty abounded in the riches of their liberality. Now, how can you be in the midst of great tribulations and also have great joy? I mean, that's counterintuitive. It's just, you would think to yourself, that's not possible. No. It has to do with a decision that you make. And verse number 5 of 2 Corinthians chapter 8 tells us what they did. Look at verse number 5. And not only as we had hoped, but they first gave themselves to the Lord and then to us by the will of God. Number one, if you give yourself to the Lord, the rest will begin to fall in place. I'm not saying that it will always be easy, but it's a decision that begins by deciding to commit yourself, to surrender to the will of God, and to give yourself completely and wholly to His will. When you do that, the rest of the pieces will begin to fall in place. Thank you for being with us today, and join us tomorrow.